Coach, when you obviously going back, I know we've touched on the passing game, talked about it after the game, but looking at the film, I mean, how do you feel that, I mean, with Jaden and the receivers, that do you feel obviously from game 1 to game 2 they took the next step?
Yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. Jaden's showing some things in the pocket and is getting better. Obviously he has that ability to be able to run and make it a threat on the defense to have to cover him too. And so he uses those attributes a lot and is gaining good yardage and converting third downs and makes it difficult for a defense. But I think overall our quarterback play and then our wide receiver crew is coming along, and excited to see how we move forward from there.
Hey, Coach, Zach Keenan, Devil's Digest in the back here. Donovan West, noticed that he came out during the game, and then today Jarrett Bell was taking some snaps. Is he all right?
Yeah, we're just, Donovan is, we're just kind of working through a few things right now and just not too worried about that right now. So.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Coach, Herm said on Saturday after the game that Jaden's only had 6 games with these receivers and it's still a work in progress. How many games does it take? Is it over a course of a complete year, or how long does it take for like a quarterback to truly get on the same page as that group of receivers?
I think it has to do with having game experience. Where you go out there and you throw one-on-ones or you practice, and that's one thing, and you're gaining knowledge and that experience with the guys, but that true game experience and that higher level of play, it's a different deal. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer for quarterbacks for it to slow down, a little bit, and having that game experience getting into these first few games, that's what they're all about, and hopefully we start clicking to full speed as quickly as we can. And I know Jaden's excited about a new opportunity against BYU and a fun road experience, and it's going to be a heck of a battle. It's a good team.
Chris Cartman, Sun Devil Source. Zach, after reviewing the game, what did you think about Jaden's performance and how the passing game overall kind of went?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Jaden's coming along. I think Jaden is watching the first game and the second game, and evaluating how much time do I have in the pocket. Okay, I need to work through reads, and just learning some things and just feeling out the O-line, and I think he's doing a good job of understanding what we're trying to do, but then also utilizing his talents. And so he made some really good throws. He missed a few throws too, and he's coming around. And I think that having more and more practices, and then jumping into some of these now elite games with BYU and into the Pac-12 play is really going to push him both in practice and in the meeting rooms, and working with those receivers. I know they're hungry for more. I mean, obviously they got a little bit more in the pass game when we threw it around a little bit more, and now we gotta be as efficient as possible.
Yeah, you came out 5 wide to start, and I'm assuming that was to try to inject some passing potency right out of the gate. Can you talk about that drive and then the interception and what you saw happen there?
Yeah, I mean, we got it going. We didn't figure they would think that we were going to start out in 5 wide, no running backs and no tight ends on the field. And so, we figured that might be a good way to just start it out, let Jaden get into a little bit of a rhythm, let our wide receivers kind of, get the edge off, get that first play, out of the way. And then, Jaden ended up running a couple, and we got down into the red zone. I think I was on the 10, and, threw Johnny went inside on a fade route, and we left it a little farther outside than we needed to, and it ended up turning into a pick. And the thing I like about Jaden is the fact that nothing rattles him. Like he's not going to go into a slump because of that. It's like, all right, I learned from it. Okay, we're moving on. Next drive, here we go. And he does a really good job of just staying calm and cool and collect all the way through, and whatever situation he's in.
Coach, kind of piggyback off that, you're talking about the offensive line. I mean, I know through 2 games, but how do you feel them as a group, their chemistry with each other and with Jaden and the running backs have come along?
Yeah, they're doing a good job. I think the O-line, Coach Cav, has done a really good job with those guys. I think they're communicating and trusting each other a lot more and helping each other communicate. And they've played physical, they've played tough, they've done a really good job. Really our sacks were more on our quarterback than anything. I mean, we haven't been letting guys free, and Knock on wood, we hope to continue to do that. And so, and the run game's been good. And, overall, I think that starting five, and then, you add a sixth and seventh into the mix. I think our depth's better, but they're playing strong, they're playing confident, and it's a physical group.
Yeah, and then I was going to say real quick with BYU, I mean, when you look at them on film defensively, obviously with the past 2 wins that they have, but what sticks out to you?
It's a really good overall defense. They have a very good coaching staff. It's a sound defense, and they don't give up a lot of big plays. It's a defense where you've got to be on point, and you can't get behind the chains. So you've got to have very good, efficient plays, and take the easy ones at times, and take shots when necessary. But it's one of those that they're going to force you to go on a drive, and it's a sound defensive group. They've got guys at all levels, and they're big and physical, and we know it's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, Chaz Messman, Cronkite News. Herm yesterday had mentioned that you guys need more big plays and explosive plays down the field. What are you guys trying to do, whether it be in practice, in the meeting rooms, to try and create more of those, especially in a hostile environment going up to Provo?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to hit your shots, and I think I'll give a lot of credit to, UNLV, that their defense was, that was a good defense. And I told our offense that, that Sunday afterwards, I was like, guys, give them a ton of credit, because they played well. They played tough. They played physical. They flew around. They tackled well. We took a few shots that didn't land, and in every game you want to land a few of those to have some big numbers, and so everything was kind of dink and dunk, and just operationally we went on some long drives, but didn't quite hit that big one. So yeah, you're always looking for it, and you're finding ways. But every game is different. Every defense is different. Some are going to give up more than others, and you just gotta find the strengths and the weaknesses of your offense and the defense that you're facing.
We saw Brian Thompson come out of the game. It looked like he grabbed a hamstring when he came out of the game. What is his status for this week?
Yeah, I'm going to let Herm talk about any injury stuff, and we're kind of still waiting to see on some of that stuff. But yeah, I'll let Herm take care of the injury situation.
Zach, your perimeter blocking has seemingly been really standout. What does that provide for you guys in just a variety of your offensive stuff?
It's awesome. I mean, they're doing a great job. Just the effort, and you don't see that from, all teams. I mean, it's a mentality, and those guys are going out there, and whether they're getting targets or not, they're still working hard to help the offense out, help the backs out, help whatever it is. I mean, they're looking for those opportunities. And you talk about explosive plays. Well, that doesn't always have to be the ball down the field. It can be the screen, it can be the run, it can be the quick pass or whatever. And we do a good job of getting on the perimeter and getting into those blocks. And now you're springing some big runs or passes, and so that's a lot of times where the big plays come from. But I appreciate those guys and the effort that they're giving, day in and day out, and it just shows the mentality for that group, but also the offense. I think we're playing physical. They're playing hard. They're not taking plays off, and hopefully that leads to more wins.
Yes, sir. Coach Prince James Story, Cronkite News. How important is Case Hatch to your offense and your run game?
Yeah, Case is phenomenal in so many different ways. He provides that spark, the leadership, in the locker room, on the practice field. He's a vocal guy that the guys respect, and because of his work ethic, because of his attitude, he's always positive. He's smiling. He's excited to be out there. He provides a physical, threat in the blocking game, and being able to, whether it's tight end or fullback type stuff. He's got good hands. He's got good hips where he can, catch the ball well, and so he's that guy that you can use in so many different ways, and you can kind of plug him in if there are some injuries in certain spots. Like you can he's kind of that Swiss Army knife with, is very usable in a lot of different areas.
Zach, for an offensive lineman, Jaden's behind you. You may not know exactly where he's going to be going, or where
Say it again.
For an offensive lineman, you may not know exactly where Jaden might scramble or whatever. So, for extending their blocks and holding their blocks, can you talk about some of the challenges associated with that, but also how important that it is to give Jaden that time in the pocket?
Yeah, no, it is tough. It's tough on the O-line because he'll take off right away, and you find yourself, now the defender's going an opposite direction and holding and things like that, and so it's tough. It's a skill, that those guys got to get used to, and I think our guys have done a pretty good job. Again, we've been pretty good in pass protection, and a lot of times Jaden's so quick to get out. The O-linemen are just, all right, hey, follow the play. But it's not easy for him.
You think that there's more opportunities for Jaden to still pass the ball after he leaves the pocket?
Absolutely.
Is that something that, can you just talk maybe your conversations with him about that?
Definitely. There's those opportunities where he can even work laterally, keep his eyes down the field and find work. And he's done that at times, but, it's that fine line. He also pulls the trigger and rip off a 20-yard run, and you're like, well, okay, I didn't mean to make a pass there. But so, yes, we want him to keep his eyes down the field if we can find open receivers late. And that's a lot of times where you get those explosive plays, too, is, scramble drill type stuff, and all of a sudden somebody breaks and we, make a throw downfield. So, yes, we do. Long story short, we want him to keep his eyes down the field and make plays.